Bookstore though. That's where I met a lot of people today.
Oh,
Bookstore. Let's
I
talk
didn't get
about.
any numbers though, but I will. Like, we were here for 4 days, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna see them again. But it's not all about that. I was just like, okay, let me go ahead and,
Yeah.
go to the bookstore and stuff like that, man. But yeah, we're YouTube live at this moment right now. I'm not gonna put my roommate in the video without his permission. I don't think he want to be on video, but I mentioned that you're here. His name is Kalen. He's a pretty good dude. So as you guys can see, I'm at an Impact event right now. We in the Hilton Hotel. It's a nice hotel. It's a little different from the Marriott, but it's still a nice, decent hotel. This is my first day at Impact. Impact's pretty much a Christian conference. They do this like for decades, man, and people from all over the world, especially it's catered to like young college students, high school students, men and women, man, and they just here to experience God's presence, man, and just be with one another, and and just exposed to different motivational speakers, inspirational speakers. You have pastors. They have little internships. I mean, it's a really life changing event. It's what you make it, man. So I just want to say, if you're more of an introvert or a person that's always to themselves, it might be a little challenging for you, because you might have some type of anxiety, and that's normal. When you around uh, a large group of people, and you so used to yourself because you feel like your energy is getting sucked away, and it doesn't have to be like good or bad people. It's just can be that at the same time, the way you wired, you just want to be alone. You need to recharge. And that's why a lot of people, that's introverted, just like to be alone a lot, man. It's just nothing wrong with them, but that's just how what they're perceived to be. But I just want to say, man, I haven't made a video in a couple days now, and I just want to give my analysis on this movie, the Aquaman movie, man. Aquaman was really, really decent, man. I gave it an 8.8 out of 10. And what I like about this movie is that the action was really good. I really like how they developed the origin of Aquaman, man, and how his mother, was just away from the Atlantis, man, for 20 years, and found Aquaman's dad and stuff, and procreate with him, and she was a loving mother, from a different world. And as the movie progressed and everything, Aquaman, he didn't really know. Well, his mother was sent back to Atlantis because she was away for 20 years, and they wanted to kill her. She was charged with treason, and everybody thought she was dead. She sacrificed herself to the creatures. That's what people believed. And as Aquaman grew up, he was getting trained from people from Atlantis, his uncle, and all this stuff, man. As he discovered some powers, but it was one powerful scene that stayed in the movies that he was getting bullied in this aquarium, and before he knew he had the ability to communicate with the animals and the sharks, man, the shark, was kind of like, defending him. They was like, oh my god, like, the shark was just like about to pierce through the glass, and that's just known as that, like, hey, this dude is something special. And he had the ability to control the water, so I was just like, wow, man, this movie was off the chain, man. Like, it was long, man. It was some scenes in there that should have been edited out, but like how they actually went to the elements of Black Mantis, the antagonist of the movie, man, antagonist character, and he was very upset, angry, because his father died. His father perished, during the submarine hack, and so they was killing innocent people, and so in his mind, stayed like, this is all I know. There were warriors. There was a navy fought for this country. I mean, they overtook like a navy ship, man, and they was gonna do what they want to do. And Aquaman came to the rescue and saved the sailors, and that kind of sparked the inspiration of Black Manta. So I kind of understood like what the director was going towards. So I mean, it started off very strong. The writing was excellent in Act One. Now you getting back to Act Two, it was a little. It was a little predictable in a way. I mean, it was just kind of like, okay, the director was kind of running out what to say, what to write about. The screenwriter was like, oh goodness, like, I just think it was very bland. It was like pretty much very average, and for a movie that way, Aquaman. So when it was in the Sahara Desert, just little simple things, and it was in Italy, and the Black Mantis came together. He found out a way to create this huge, like, this big armor to destroy him, and he had like, lasers and all this stuff, man. So I mean, he was really out to kill him though. After his father sacrificed himself, so that was his duty and that was his inspiration. And I just think that it started dragged a little bit. It only started picking up when he met his brother. His brother, when his mother had well, she had a arranged marriage from the king. I guess that was her punishment in that particular time. So, Aquaman at this time, man, he didn't know his mother. He thought his mother died. And, he was just going through a lot of things, man. He felt like, he all he has was his father. And so, he was his own earth. He didn't really want to reclaim the glory or the king or the throne and Atlantis, man. He didn't really believe it was real. He knew he had the power and the possessions, man, but at the same time, Atlantis was going through so much, man. It was going through like a lot of warfare. It was like warships going on. And I was like, hey, man, we need a king. We need somebody that's righteous and ruler, because his half brother was just a tyranny. He was just leading them to senseless wars. It was just so much. So that's when they took upon themselves, like, hey, man, I trained you. You know what to do. Go back to your roots, man. Go back to where you came from. Go out here and protect your family, protect your people. And so, man, I mean, I like how it started off like that, man. I mean, it started, towards the end of Act 3, man. But I just want to say, man, I couldn't give this a 9, or I couldn't give this a 10 out of 10, but it did take some ideas from Black Panther. I will say that. And think about the Black Panther movie, and in order to relive the glory or the throne, you have to do these challenges. And it was many challenges. So they had the lava challenge here, man, and it was pretty much intense though. But CGI effect, it was amazing, man. I would say like they gave you like 200. I think the budget was like, I want to say 150 million to 200 million. I want to say it was a pretty huge budget, man, for a movie. But I mean, Aquaman overall, is this the best DC movie? It's one of their best. I think this putting DC back on the map right here. They did a really excellent job. I think they about to make $1 billion off of this, man. So I mean, because time and time and again, Marvel and DC been rivals for a long time. So Marvel, they've been doing good. Especially Fox bought Deadpool. I mean, you had Infinity War. They about to make Infinity War 2, Black Panther 2. I mean, DC in this moment, man, they have to reclaim their glory. And I just think this was good. This was a highly anticipated film, Aquaman. I think they did a good job. The writing, like I said, it was a little bland. It was a little off, but it made up for the action, and the fight scenes and the CGI effects, man. It was just out the chain, man. And so shouts out to the people, man. I think Full Sail University, I was some of the graduates was working on one of these films. It was really good, man. You could tell that they was really passionate in what they was doing. But I will say, man, if you're really not a fan of DC, you're not a fan of the characters, go ahead and just give this a shot, man. I mean, you will love it. I think if you like a good storytelling, you like good action, if you read the comics, it may be a little different than the comics, but overall 8.8 out of 10. Go ahead and watch the movie. I was really thoroughly impressed. And so 2018, it's gonna be really interesting, man. Who's really gonna start winning these Oscars, man? Because you had the Green Book, you had Deadpool 2 that came out, man. Deadpool 2 was talking about pedophilia, and the kids was getting just manipulated and abused, man, and during the orphanage. I mean, a lot of these things that was just going on, bro. So that we kind of ignore, man, and these kids just acting out of violence and anger, because of these things. So, but I will say this, man. The dude to play Aquaman, he did his thing, man. I like how he grabbed his throne and fighting all these these bosses, man, and just find creative ways, man, just to still become a leader, man. And even though that he's told his whole life that his mother died, but he reconnected with his mother, and I think that was a very powerful, emotional scene. I really did. So I mean, and what I like about this is they can draw you into these things, man. So I really couldn't get too mad about the dialogues. I know this is a long movie. I mean, this movie could at least been an hour and 45 minutes, but 2 hours and 23 minutes. That was the movie. That's how long the movie was. But I was just like, man. But it kept you guessing, man. So, man, this is excellent, man. So the 2019 Oscars, man. I don't know, man. What's gonna be up for grabs? But usually a lot of independent movies end up winning a lot of Academy Awards. But I just want to sit up here and say, man, this is wow. This was good, man. I went to go see it on my birthday, man. A couple days, actually yesterday. Very, very happy about this, man. So, Aquaman, man, doing this thing, bro. DC, I think they should work. I want to say, man, they should do a Batman Beyond movie or something like that, man. In this works, man, because I know they still milking the whole Batman series, but this is good. But this is a great start, for the writers, man, who worked on this. Continue to do your thing, though. But yeah, this 200 million, I think this was well spent. But I'm gonna draw this too long. Just want to do a quick video, post something out here, man. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And let's discuss about this. Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Tell me about it, man. I want to hear your thoughts on this, man. So I should put it in the title, like spoiler alert, but hey, you'll know when you watch the video. So we're gonna continue to move on, but I'm going ahead, get ready for tomorrow, and and do what I gotta do, take a shower and stuff. But yeah, so all I gotta say, man. You guys continue to subscribe. I love y'all, man. Y'all take care. I'm out.